Hey guys, and welcome to a special BZCast recording. I'm your host Randy. As you guys can see me on the camera for probably the first time. I've had myself on camera before for the Periscope recording. This is my first one doing it on camera. I set up a little makeshift set. I got my Keep Calm and Hot Bond glass. You got this little guy. Little bunny guy, little bunny towel in the background, a little bunny sign in the background, going on there for my makeshift set that I literally set up in the last like 10 minutes in the kitchen of my house. I'm recording this on February 27, 2016. This actually will be out later today. I'm not even sending this to my editor, Kedzie, who does a fantastic job editing our shows. Shout out to Kedzie. This is also YouTube exclusive. I had a thought the other day, and it comes from some other guys that I listen to on YouTube and podcast recordings that they every once in a while will kind of do like a side recording that, you know, I don't have to send directly to Kedzie. And if there's something more current going on, like the topic I'm going to talk about, like the topic that you're going to see is the title of the video, it's not gonna, you know, it's not as in the moment as to when I do a podcast recording on a certain topic that was weeks ago. You know, today's topic is the Wheelz, the little bunny, the paralyzed bunny that passed away. He was on the little wheels, had the paralyzed legs. The video that went viral, and then everyone found out that those were, you know, meat rabbit breeders, and then meat rabbits, breeding meat rabbits, or selling for adoption. That's the thing I want to state right now, starting with this in the beginning of this recording, is that I've only really read headlines, and I've read a ton of arguments, back and forth arguments between people, people even on the Bunny Sign comments, arguing back and forth with each other on this situation, and the details on whether or not this bunny was taken care of, you know, was well taken care of. We're really not gonna know. We don't know how breeders really handle these things when medical situations do come up, if they do handle them at all. Someone was making the argument, and I think it's a justifiable argument, that some breeders, you know, are better than others and will take better care. I'm sure that is probably true, as, you know, some people pay more definition, or not definition, pay more attention, I'm sorry, to their bunnies, and, you know, talking about breeders and such. So, but it still doesn't go, you know, this whole situation just doesn't feel right. Some of the argument going on in the comments was directly related with Dustin with Bunny Sign, and it's a really, really emotional situation. I'm not here to speak on the behalf of Dustin. I'm speaking on the behalf of myself with Bunny Sign in the BZCast. For the most part, I agree with what's being said, is that the bunnies video went viral and their Kickstarters were started, and they were trying to raise money for their already, whatever stance you take on the breeders, where we take a pretty low profile stance with breeders. We're not going to outright ban them from our pages. I think it is, at least at the very worst, a discussion with them on what they do and why they believe it's right to do it. But I think if we take a low profile stance, and maybe in the comments that we had yesterday going on in the Bunny Sign post, made it a little higher profile. But still, I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. I agree that this situation is just not right. The little bunny was taken care of, whether he was not taken care of. He was taken advantage of. I'm sorry. He was taken advantage of. And whether or not he had the right medical care and the doctors just couldn't, save him. I saw something about hypothermia on there. I honestly don't know how that happens. Again, I'm reading it to you that I only have read the headlines and arguments. I have not read the articles, but this story is gaining a lot of traction where multiple Facebook pages and media outlets, as far like the Dodo, we all know the Dodo, has picked this up and is running with this story that, hey, don't watch this video and expect, this cuddly thing, this heartwarming feeling. Make sure you do your research and think twice. And the Dodo, it's been all over the Bunnyzine Twitter feed, our homepage Twitter feed, that these articles that the Dodo are writing are telling you, hey, this is not what it seems. And when other media news outlets are picking this up and running with it, yeah, you could make the argument that they're just using this for headlines, for, clickbait, to get people to read their articles. But I don't really, as far as the Dodo is concerned, I really don't see that going on. I would assume that that big website and those people have done their research into the situation and have a ton of sources to talk to in the situation that's going on with, I think it's Acres Farm and the passing of Wheelz, that they were confident enough in what they saw and what they read and who they talked to that they can move forward to write an article that's basically against Acres Farm, and that they just put on a show to really cover up what they were doing. So I would assume that Dodo takes a stance against breeders and against meat rabbit farmers. I personally do myself. If you're someone who's mistakenly bought a rabbit from a breeder and not known what's in, how many bunnies are in shelters and rescues and so forth, then mistakes happen. I think, breeders and pet stores, people have made that mistake in the past, and they've done their research. They see that there's thousands, and I mean hundreds of thousands of rabbits, particularly in the United States, that are in rescues and shelters. But to overall know that there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of rabbits in rescues and shelters that were abandoned or were just, abandoned or let loose, or people just brought them into the rescue, and then to still kind of do that is the problem that I have, that you're making money off of people, off of these rabbits that you're breeding, and it's for your own livelihood, but it's just, to me, it's not right. It doesn't sit well with me. And I haven't gotten too cynical on this show with the Bunnyzine BZCast. I still will keep this G-rated. I'm not going to swear or anything just because it is YouTube. And I very well could. I could let loose on on you guys. But I have more of a professional and moral way of looking at it. And it's like I said, it doesn't sit well with me. If you've got a problem with it, if you're someone who is in that industry, I know there's a couple of people that chimed in that were obviously pro breeders or were breeders. If you've got a problem with it and blah blah blah, Randy on Bunnyzine, don't listen to my show. Don't listen to my show. Again, this is on my own personal opinion. This is on behalf of myself. My show will go on without your ears. So whether you listen or not, it's your choice. Don't like it? I don't care. That's my personal opinion on running the show, hosting the show. It is obviously affiliated with Bunnyzine. It's a Bunnyzine BZCast with this video and the podcast itself. But again, it's on my personal opinion. I'm not speaking on the behalf of Dustin or anyone else on the Bunnyzine team. That's my personal stance on the issue. they obviously were making money off of this video, Acres Farm, the people there, whatever, off this video, off this bunny's, paralysis. It's that part is just frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. So again, that's my personal stance on this situation. Speaking on behalf of myself, as I got all my bunny stuff going on in the background as I calm down over here for a second. So again, when it comes to kind of summarize everything up, it's a sad situation that should have not happened. Whether or not the bunny was fully taken care of and it still died from apparently hypothermia, as from what I've seen. I could be wrong on that. Again, I've only really read headlines and arguments between people. That kind of thing shouldn't happen if the bunny is just living in a normal situation, even if they're owned by breeders. And they, like I said, they obviously, whether or not they did try to save the rabbit, playing devil's advocate, giving them the benefit of the doubt, that they did everything they could with the vet, they still purposely set up a plan to make this video and, let it go viral on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere, and make money off of it, make money towards their business of breeding rabbits and making meat, to either sell them or make them meat rabbits. To me, again, it's a personally frustrating situation. The little guy, God bless him. That's pretty much it for me, you guys. That's my personal stance. Again, hey, if you want to email me, you got a difference of opinion, I check Bunny Zine email all day, probably 20 times a day. Not that many, maybe like 4 or 5 times a day. I check it on my phone. I will gladly respond to you. Gladly. So it's bunnyzinecast@gmail.com. bunnyzinecast@gmail.com. I'm not on the YouTube page, so if you want to leave a mean comment on there, I probably won't even notice it. So feel free. If you're someone that's on the other side of the opinion of this situation. So yeah, if you want to reach me and you have a difference of opinion, or you don't want to watch my show, I don't care. Or you don't want to watch, I shouldn't say my show, the Bunny Zine podcast, I won't care. It will go on without you. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Again, you guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll do more of these in the future. Hopefully for not these kind of situations. Hopefully these kind of situations don't happen anymore. But in the bunny community, that's a crappy part about it. These kind of things happen all the time, whether it's, Whole Foods, or whether it's meat rabbits, or whether it's bunnies being abandoned and, the bunny was saved and it didn't make it. These kind of situations happen all the time, and it sucks, but hopefully I won't have to do any more, or a lot more of these. Again, I wanted to do this more of as a reaction recording rather than, you guys waiting until March up until I talk about this situation. If you like it, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also on Instagram for social media accounts. Instagram @officialbunnyzine. We're Bunny Zine on Facebook. Obviously, as most of you will be seeing this off the Facebook page, and then we're @officialbzine on Twitter. For anyone asking, this is FU 2016, Frank Underwood, House of Cards. Nothing bunny related. I'm a House of Cards fan, if anyone was wondering when they were looking at that. And then we're also on for the podcast. Again, this recording is YouTube exclusive, but for the podcast, we're also on SoundCloud and we're also on iTunes. I'm also going to look into Podcatcher. I might post that as a survey later on in the day, maybe Monday. I'll probably wait till Monday to ask you guys if you guys do use Podcatcher to listen to the show. apparently it's a very popular Google Play app for Android phones that people use to listen to podcasts. And I was unaware of it for a while, so that's my fault. So if you guys do use Podcatcher, let me know. Email me, say, hey, can you upload the show to Podcatcher? Again, it's bunnyzioncast@gmail.com, bunnyzioncast@gmail.com. If you want to email anything about the show, anything about this recording, again, to the people, if you're opposed to it, let me know how you feel, or don't watch. That's pretty much it. Take care, you guys.